Andre Ward is set to make his official light heavyweight debut on November 21st on the undercard of Cotto Canelo, HBO pay-per-view. Now, Ward has apparently just signed a new multi-fight agreement with HBO, and that agreement will end with a pay-per-view fight against light heavyweight champion Sergey Kovalev. So that's a very interesting development. And that also could potentially mean that you can wave goodbye to Adonis Stevenson versus Sergey Kovalev in 2016. The fight was looking unlikely anyway, just because of the fact that Kathy Duvar doesn't seem to want to take it right now. But this really has put the final nail in the coffin for that particular fight. Because if they've got Andre Ward at the end of 2016 for Kovalev, they ain't going to risk no Adonis Stevenson fight. That's not going to happen. Yeah, that's a HBO fight. They're not going to try and do nothing complicated with Showtime or PBC or any type of purse bid or anything like that with the Stevenson team. So it is what it is. Now, the guy that Andre Ward's going to be facing is a man named Alexander Brand. I'd never heard of this guy. I'm sure most of you have never heard of this guy. But before I get to who that guy is, Ward was actually supposed to face, or actually wanted to face, an Australian fighter called Rohan Murdoch. No idea who that guy is either. And the Nevada State Athletic Commission actually rejected Rohan Murdoch as an opponent for Andre Ward. They refused to sanction that fight because they said it was a total mismatch. Now, we know that mismatches take place in Nevada all the time. So for them to say that the fight is a mismatch and refuse to sanction it, wow. Murdoch must be terrible. Crazy. Anyway, this guy, Alexander Brand, he's a Colombian. He's got a record of 24-1, 19 KOs, so decent knockout percentage there. But most of his fights have been in Colombia. Just the one loss, as I said. And he's only fought outside of Colombia 3 times. And one of those times was in the Dominican Republic, and the other 2 times was in the United States. And the last time, the most recent time, was in 2012 in the United States, and that was against Badu Jack, when Badu Jack was 10-0, and he lost a 8-round split decision to Badu Jack. So I guess that's not terrible form, losing a split decision to Badu Jack, but this is the Badu Jack of old. This is not the Badu Jack right now. So, and it's not like Badu Jack right now is that great, but, as a first step up fight to light heavyweight, is this acceptable? 24-1, unknown contender from Colombia, Alexander Brand. He's also 38 years old, and he normally campaigns at super middleweight, but then again, you could say, so does Andre Ward. How many Colombian super middleweights has there been? How many can you even remember? Once you get above welterweight, there's not that many Colombian fighters at all in boxing. I can only think of, off the top of my head, Edison Miranda, and he did campaign around middleweight, super middleweight. I think he's up at cruiserweight now. So there's Edison Miranda. Other than that, who the hell is there from Colombia? So, yeah. I was about to go off on Andre Ward when I saw this opponent and the last opponent, Rohan, whatever his name is, Rohan Murdoch. Strange name, but the only Murdoch I know from Australia is Rupert Murdoch. But I was about to go off on him because I thought that this was going to be a defense of his WBA world title. I was thinking, no, how the hell can he get away with that? But then I found out, no, he's actually, I guess, been stripped of it, or he's relinquished it, and he's making his full, proper, official light heavyweight debut against this unknown contender. It's not that bad for a first fight in a weight class when you're trying to get, reacclimated and you're just trying to dip your toe in. I know we're coming off the Paul Smith debacle, and that was a debacle, but with this fight, look, Andre Ward is not afraid of tough competition. He's not. He cleaned out the super middleweight division. He fought everyone there was to fight at the time, apart from Lucian Bute. But, he fought Carl Froch and Mikkel Kessler and what have you. Took on guys people really didn't want to fight at the time, like Sakio Beaker and, a few other guys, beat Alan Green. So he's not afraid of tough competition. I think what the issue is with Andre Ward at the moment, why he's taking on people like Brand, why he wants to fight people like Rohan and Paul Smith, is because Andre Ward wants to get paid. I think Andre Ward doesn't feel as though his achievements have been sufficiently rewarded in terms of finances. Because he weren't getting paid at 168 the way Lucien Boutte was getting paid. He weren't getting paid like the way Carl Froch was getting paid. And considering that he was better than those guys, that's bothering him. So now he's signed this deal with Rock Nation and he's like, you know what? For my first couple fights, I just want to get paid. So get me an opponent that will fight for cheap. And that's what he's doing. He's got Paul Smith who'll fight for cheap. And now he's getting Alexander Brand from Colombia, who I'm sure is coming very cheap. That's what Andre Ward's trying to do. But building up to a fight with Sergey Kovalev, he's going to have to get some serious competition in there. Because Kovalev is a very, very, very tough fight for him. That's a fight that at this stage, I think he would definitely lose. So he's going to have to, all right, get this Alexander Brand fight out the way, and he's going to have some serious opposition in there against him, or else Kovalev's just going to tear him to pieces and it won't even be competitive. If he at least wants to make it competitive, make it interesting, then he's going to have to seriously find some decent opposition. And who is there for him to fight, really? He could actually fight Gonzalez. I was thinking, since Kovalev's going to fight a rematch with Pascal, you could have Andre Ward fight that Gonzalez guy who many people thought Pascal beat. Gonzalez is a big, strong guy, much bigger than Ward. Obviously not the puncher that Sergey Kovalev is, but just from a physical standpoint, just to get used to the physicality of being up there at 175 pounds, maybe taking on a guy like Gonzalez might not be a bad idea next after he takes care of Brand, assuming he takes care of Brand. I mean, you know, you never know. Brand might end up being a Bradis Prescott, you know, one-hit wonder. Bradis Prescott also from Colombia, come to think of it. So, yeah, it's an unknown contender for his first step up to light heavy, his first official fight. Whatever, you know, shrugging my shoulders. Let me know what you think of it. I'm sure most of you hate it. I'm sure most of you are going to burn this guy at the stake for this. But like I say, he's 24-1. He's only lost a split decision to Badu Jack. So, you know, the record against nobodies apart from Jack is okay. You know, I ain't got nothing else to say. Drop your comments below. What's happening? I'm out.